internet, and welcome back to a new year.
Hi.
The same
up?
podcast.
We're here. Hello.
New year, same podcast.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's good to see, even when you are trying to do new things in life, it's good to see old returning friends. I'm Mike.
Jeff.
I'm Mark.
And welcome to the Stupidest Nerds. We're going to do a slightly shorter, I guess, one less rant podcast. Because normally we do 5. We're going to do 4 because fuck it. That's what we want to do.
That's what we're here for.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. So, shall we just jump right in, or what do you think?
I don't know.
I think so. I think that the topics kind of will get us all caught up.
Then if we need to
reacquaint
stop,
us.
we've got extra time to talk at the end.
Yeah.
So starting off, you guys gave me comic books to read.
We did. We gave Mark some reading assignments to do. Jeff and I have been reading voraciously the Saga series, which I think if ever there is a gateway graphic novel, the graphic novel to recommend to someone that doesn't read graphic novels, because I don't read a whole lot of them, to be honest. I know you do. I know both of you read. You probably read a lot more than I do. I don't particularly care a lot for most superhero things. It's just, I don't know what it is. This superhero thing does not super resonate with me. But this series is awesome.
Yes.
So good. It's very well written. The art is fantastic. So what are we gonna? I don't want to spoil it, but I want to.
We have to give a little bit of some background
spoiler
here.
alert.
We're not going
right
to
now.
spoil anything at least past the third trade.
Yeah, we'll just try and talk about it kind of
third.
at a higher level and just maybe some of the overarching topics and things that it covers.
So
we might get into spoiler territory. We might dive completely in.
Who wants
Either
to
way,
who wants to
spoilers
give
been given.
the high level synopsis?
I thought you were giving me
All
high-level
right,
synopsis.
so I'm ready. Hold on. So we've got basically the story opens up onto this family. It's basically like a man and a woman. Right away you can tell it's a little off because the dude has horns like a ram and she's got wings. And they're obviously running away from something, but she is pregnant. Is she pregnant at that? I can't remember. She's either pregnant at the beginning or like an infant child, like new.
As I recall, we start at the birth, and when I mean start at the birth, I mean he is between knees and things are going on.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot of flashbacks and hallucinations in this series, but they start right at the birth.
But right away you can tell it's almost religious-esque in how the birth comes to be, and then the cops show up, and then another set of cops show up, and you're like, well, they're done, but they're not done. They're not done, and they end up basically you're realizing that they're on two sides of an intergalactic war. They're on opposing sides.
It's very much a space opera too.
It is.
It is. That's what they
is.
actually they bill it
Yes.
as, the epic space opera / fantasy, because it's got a lot of science, like sci-fi stuff. It doesn't have that like huge, like super techie looking.
Yeah, it's not the techie end of it. Space opera is definitely a very apt way of describing it.
Part of the reason, I guess, because I read into it a bit more, why that's the case. So Fiona Staples is the artist. She's gone on record and like, I don't like drawing spaceship things. So like, for instance, at one point they come to a spaceship that lets them travel around. It's actually a giant tree.
It's a giant tree. I thought that was
it's wicked.
very creative.
so
very cool.
On the robot race, because there is a robot race in the galaxy, they look like people, except they have televisions for heads. And everything
Very
else,
emotive.
Everything else is the same, especially because also, I don't know how much of our audience is under 18, but alert.
Yeah, this is
not for kids.
Yeah.
I went into the wiki a little bit on this too. Apparently, the one image that I remember from the first 3 that stuck out most, I'm gonna spoil this, is a woman performing fellatio on a man. So if you can imagine that's
really what you would remember, because that's not what I remember from the first 3.
Because in one of their previews or something, I think that particular image caused a lot of when this was released, caused a lot of problems with the release of it. So it's actually seen its share of controversy. This series.
It was banned. So I mean, it's like Comixology or whatever. Some of those the mobile apps to get your issues. I mean, this will come through like that, no problem. Apple pulled it down because it had graphic images. Mainly not so much. There's graphic images in the novel itself, but where they were all stemming from was actually images on the robots' faces.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like what this image of fellatio was happening on that face. So
yeah. See, the thing I remember from the first 3 books is a giant ogre-looking creature with distended testicles. Like, so
that was definitely one of the more striking images for me.
I mean, not to interrupt, but there is a lot of nightmare fuel in these books. Yeah. And one of the things that sticks out to me is as soon as the character, the Will, arrives at the sextillion or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's basically like the planet sex.
Planet sex, or
it's a giant
planet whorehouse, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
All that's there are 2 women. I assume they're women to greet him because they're just legs and head, like legs and head.
What else do you need?
Legs and head, Mike.
Legs and head. That scene is also, again, I'm gonna spoil a little bit. It's not crucial to the plot, but it's good to build. So the Will he's a bounty hunter. Most of the bounty hunters have these odd names. Like there's the Stalk, who looks like a spider lady without arms.
Nightmare fuel.
And then later, I guess you would have got the Brand.
Yeah,
like just would have got introduced near the end.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, the Will goes there so he's in Planet Sextillion, and a guy comes up to him and is like, I know what you want. And he's like, oh yeah, you figured it out? He's like, yeah, come with me. And he takes him basically down to like, even in Planet Sex, there is a seedy underbelly.
The red light district of Planet Sex.
He takes it, and there's a little girl, and it's like, she's here, do whatever you want with her. And so he takes his hands to the guy that's talking to her, and he literally crushes his skull, like splattered blood everywhere, and saves this little girl.
Well, so not exactly in that point, but it eventually happens. And I think the interaction, the Will has a pet or a sidekick, depending on how you want to describe the lying cat. But
I would say sidekick
is more of the lying cat.
If you were to ask the Will, I think he would describe it.
Yeah. So I found a lot of the interactions really cool between him, the Will, and the lying cat. That's really cool. Just that seems to be a character that a lot of the memes have emerged out about. Like when someone's lying, this cat basically meows and says lying.
Shows up.
Yeah.
But it's everything about it, like, again, and I've recommended it to a lot of people. Some of, like, again, you guys who I know are interested in this, but a lot of people who aren't. My brother-in-law, for example, Amanda's read them, like, and they're all just as excited as I am about when new issues come out and things like. It's really, like, everything about it is just so good, so well written. It's very, even though it's this space ridiculousness, again, like, a lot of it is ridiculous. It's, the characters are very well done. Eventually, one of the sort of bad guy, I guess, is one of the robots, Prince Robot.
Yeah.
At first you're like, yeah, whatever. He kind of like wanes through a little bit of not really. You're like, this guy's just kind of a douche, like a rich, pompous guy.
Yeah.
And then he basically reaches a point where he is like the ultimate badass.
Yeah.
He just gets.
I did not get to that point in this series.
No, you will. That's to come. That's
okay.
So you haven't read, volume 4 and 5.
Right.
You will quickly change your opinion of him.
This book has a way of just making you change your mind about characters in just a few panels.
And not feeling bad about it. Like,
the character of Gwendolyn, in per se, I don't think we can say too much about who she is, but she ends up on this journey with the Will, right? I think she had some interesting things to add to the story in the third book, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to stretch her out. Like,
she gets her own plot again. I don't think she hasn't hit her arc yet, I would say.
No,
Okay.
But
no,
she's still around.
yeah, it's still very much just the intro to her. So we haven't hit her full arc yet. So
Okay.
there's still some more to discover. The Will story is definitely continuing.
And the action was actually I've never had a book hit me so fast like a television series would. You know what I mean? Like
it's
turn
very
in-
much made for TV, like almost like a Game of Thrones s type of
Yeah.
of
turn in the
show.
pages and it's like, oh God, is this
Yeah.
kind of oh my God, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and I find like you get through like 1 or 2 issues where it kind of like, there's not much going on, and then all of a sudden, like it all just comes like, oh,
Right
But then you
off
get
the
to
wall.
the last page, you're like, holy shit.
yeah,
I can't believe this. Like it's insane. But yeah. The I guess we're
wow, that's pretty good.
But
I will
done
say, I guess last thing, it also has made me pick up a lot of Brian K. Vaughn's.
I'm a
other
big fan of
material.
Brian K. Vaughan.
Why the Last Man?
Why the Last Man's excellent.
You let me borrow the
Um,
first 2 volumes of Deus
Deus,
or
or
Ex
Ex-
Mach.
Deus Ex.
It's
Your
I did
favorite
the
video
same
game
thing. I
out.
know.
Ex Machina.
Yeah,
And if you want something from Marvel, the Runaways, the original Runaways series, is also excellent. And just one last thing on Saga, I do love how the narration is coming from basically the youngest member of this cast.
Yeah.
that's an
It's
interesting
being
twist.
told from. It
ch-
starts
the
with narration
child's
from an
perspective,
unborn child and takes you through. I really enjoy that perspective. It's it gives you hope because
Someday
the
your
kid
children
makes
could
it,
could
Yeah.
but
okay.
you're like, holy crap! Like, can you give me some hints on like who's going to make it through this
Yeah.
at least this issue? And it's really well done.
yeah, and I find that it actually seems like it's written more for volume timing, I guess, because like the major plots with the child really kind of crescendo
Yeah.
at each
Yeah.
volume.
Absolutely, I would agree.
So, cool. Again, highly
Excellent.
recommended. Looking forward. There's so I think we're both on issue 30. There's 2 more out. I don't know.
Yeah,
30? We're talking
30,
about
yeah.
you're talking about
Issues,
Issues,
So
not
yeah,
trade.
volume, volume. So it goes
trade
to
is like the 5th trade.
trade, yeah. So it goes to 30 there, where there's 2 new issues, and once they guess they do the 6 issues, then a new
Oh,
trade
wow.
comes out. So
Okay.
and there's supposed to be 12 volumes. So there
It is a finite story.
yeah. There, but
they're
there's still
almost at the end of it
a-
in singles.
No, they're not even halfway.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
wow.
at least
Okay, I
if-
didn't realize that.
Yeah, 12 volumes, I think, is what
Wow.
they're. So,
Excellent.
moving on.
Chris, it is. So this is the first podcast we've done since the holidays.
Yeah.
So I thought we would take a little time to say, you
Yeah.
know, how everyone's Christmas was, and did you get any sweet shit? So who would like to start off?
Mine's pretty simple, so I'll start off just to get it out of the way. I didn't have much of a techie Christmas. Although I bought my family a PS4 and
Oh,
made
that's
sure they had
fantastic.
some games and stuff on it. and-
Was this like a subtle like also gift for you kind of thing? So like when you go home, you're like, oh, well, I guess I get.
this PS4 is here, right?
I might have recommended the Battlefront
You
Battlefront
can't go wrong with
one.
Star
So
Wars.
yeah, and
'Cause
I've had a lot of fun with that.
Do you have a PS4? I know you've
I
got
do.
so
I
you've
do.
got both. Okay,
I've
so
got all 3 technically.
You get the Wii U now. Too.
Yeah, I got the Wii U now too.
Nice.
So, I did that for the fam, and that was fun. And I mean, I've got a lot of cool little gifts. I'm finding the stuff that surprises me is the stuff I like the most. So
Yeah.
they actually got me a little piece for my keychain. It's BB-8
Oh,
on
nice,
it,
nice.
and the
Very
thing
cute.
rolls around like
Sweet,
it rolls around.
Sweet.
So little things like that. And one of my friends got me a really neat USB charger. It's a smart charger. It doesn't put out more amps or something than what it needs to. It's
Nice.
really cool stuff. So
Very
I'm
nice.
sitting playing my video games, charging my console controllers, and away I go. So yeah, I had a great Christmas.
Yeah, excellent.
Do you want to go ahead, Jeff?
Sure. My Christmas was excellent. I was very, very pleased with it. I don't get too much time to really like kick back and relax, but I quite enjoyed it. The meal and food was excellent and had more than one, which is always great. But as far as what I got a Wii U, which was an excellent gift.
Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, it's surprising I haven't picked it up yet, but that's really just due to like me being
I
very
can see
busy.
Jeff like showing up at Best Buy with the glasses on, just like walking in the door and just yelling.
Yeah. But like I've just been waiting to like have some downtime before I actually pick it up because it will dominate my life for at least a week or so. But I borrowed Mike's Captain Toad, which is an excellent little game. I do wish it was a bit harder, but I do like the concept of it. I'm still enjoying playing that. But yeah, I think Mario Kart 8 is going to be a pickup very soon. Probably like a pro controller as well. I feel like that's something you kind of need.
It's pretty essential in the system because you will quickly find that the gamepad for some games is just
it's just not
gets a little obnoxious.
No, it's fair. And I think maybe Xenoblade Chronicles is a game I'm gonna pick up at some point as well in the near future, maybe next month or something like that. And yeah, I got these Sony headphones,
Nice.
which I was very happy to get. I
Hyper.
try not to
Did I do that right?
always
I think
use Mark stuff, and
We pretty much always just use Mark's stuff.
yeah. I'm trying to slowly
Literally,
get away
like
from
right
that.
now, the only thing that we bring to the table is the table and our own headphones.
These
really
these
it.
fantastic
and
mugs.
The mugs, right? The mugs.
Yeah, we're trying to gain some independence there, but
You'll be taking over the show in no time, Jeff.
And yeah, I would say for like techie things and everything, that was kind of it. But I mean, I got some nice little items. Some nice clothes. Attire and
A
whatnot.
tire?
A tire.
A single tire?
Yeah, just a single tire.
Did you have a flat? Or just-
I actually I have a slow leak, which
oh.
I need to. I think I'm just gonna ride it through the winter.
It'll freeze.
After-
the tires freeze, don't they?
Pretty much.
They
yeah.
do, yeah. And after this winter,
You can
I
put
gotta
that goop in
change
it.
them
I
anyways.
hear good things about the goop.
Really, I
if
might
it's a
try
slow
it out.
leak,
I
but
might try it out. But after this winter, these tires are done anyway.
These
so.
are the things I know about
Yeah, but
cars.
this
Put
is
the
Nova
tire
Scotia
goop
weather.
in it. You're fine.
But no, I was very pleased. I actually also have a Nexus 5X, which
Doesn't have a case, young man.
it does not. The 6 does. That was a requirement. But
So you have a 5X and a 6.
yeah, well, for work and for personal use.
Personal use.
Yeah.
Dick
No.
pic phone. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Porn.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, no, I was
Prawn.
very, very pleased with the old Christmas there. Yeah.
So yeah, mine was good. Had a great time. Saw lots of people. This is actually the first Christmas that I worked at a job that actually seems to slow down around Christmas time, or did not, even if it did not require me to be there.
Yeah.
So I was actually kind of I almost didn't know what to do with myself because I'm so used to just
What
like
do I do with this time?
well, just like I'm always working around Christmas. It's like, okay, I get these 2 days and I got to do like all these things, and now it's like I've got 10 days and I can just spread all the things out. That was it was weird, and I don't think I took advantage of it as best I could.
It's always tough to do so, though.
But I did okay. I'm definitely very
that
happy
counts.
with it. On the gift side, excellent, of course. Everyone, very thoughtful gifts. Amanda picked me up Majora's Mask for the 3DS,
Ooh,
which
very
is
nice, very nice.
I guess I'll lose some nerd points here when it is one of, I guess, I don't want to say I've played every Legend of Zelda game, but of the kind of big standards, there's lots of the Game Boy ones that I've kind of passed over, but that's probably the one that I haven't played at all.
I've started and haven't finished that game multiple times. Multiple
I've been through
times,
it,
and it's
but
frustrating
I
that
started
haven't.
out the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Like it's a hard slog, but I found it to be the most interesting game.
I never had an N64. So my memories of playing, like I definitely went through Ocarina of Time, but that was, I'm pretty sure, like in a swap, because I had the PlayStation, my buddy had it, so we'd swap.
So what was it like growing up Amish?
Well, I still had a PlayStation.
Okay.
That's what everyone had.
Sure.
Don't hate.
I'm just saying, N64s were like passed out in my area of the woods.
Same here, man.
No,
but
no,
like
I was-
we were all about like just like multiplayer, and like
Yeah, see, I had
if we could have plugged in 8 controllers into that thing, we would have. Like, oh yeah.
I just had no friends, so it's like yeah, you can,
It shouldn't be funny.
You can play Final Fantasy by yourself. It's like okay. so yeah, so I never got around to it, and then once everything else came out, I'm like, I don't want to go back and go through this kind of thing.
But I hear the reissue is very, very well done.
Yeah, and it's good. It's enjoyable. Like I would say, I haven't put a whole lot of time into it, because I did get some other things. A friend of mine sent me Metal Gear Solid 5, and I'm still. It's sadly like the game that I'm still going back to is Fallout, because it's. I know.
So
I get all these Christmas gifts, and I'm like, I feel bad, but I gotta finish Fallout.
call me an idiot, but Metal Gear Solid 5 is for PC. Because you tell me you're more of a PC gamer.
Yeah, PC Master Race, bud. This is where it's meant to be played.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about that more probably in the New Year as.
But I think the thing about the PC is the online didn't come out till very long time after.
Right.
So I guess now that the online's available again, I've hardly slugged through the single player campaign. There's a few other games I got, and a few books I was looking for. Very happy about that. Captain America. I not only one but two. Like this, people know me very well. They're like, you know what? You drink a lot of coffee and tea, and you made dirty one mug and still need another. So, that was excellent. But yeah, I mean, overall, like Christmas, gifts are just icing on the cake. So it's an awesome time.
Yeah, they really are.
You remind me of a gift that I forgot to mention, and sorry.
Just cutting into my gift time. I got you.
I'm sorry, but it's awesome.
Thanks,
I got a new tumbler set, and it's from Subway, and it's all of the Star Wars cups.
Right on.
So
right
like,
on.
I was confused, like Tumblr is saying like online. I'm like, is that a thing you can buy?
No, not at all. So somebody took the time to go into Subway. It's like, yeah, I want all 6. No, not just one. I want 6, and I want all of the different. Yes, that one
just
and
like,
that one
just
too.
like the commercial.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
There you go.
Clearly,
that was a very nice gift, actually.
No, it's awesome. I'm very happy about it. I haven't used it yet, but.
But you don't want to be that. Like it feels embarrassing when you go do it for yourself. You're like, I want all these cups, and I'm like, no. One of these guys.
No, they're for my little brother.
Yeah.
But no,
don't take them out of the box.
Yeah, I'm to the stage where I kind of like giving stuff more than getting it. That's why.
Definitely. The hanging out. Like one of our buddies came home from Newfoundland. It was good to see him. We went to the Boardroom Cafe. Excellent place to hang out and had a lot of fun.
Except for that bullshit game.
So we made Jeff play a game.
Galaxy Trucker, is that what it's called?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, but
it's not fun. You didn't even play it right. Like you didn't even play it right. You can't say like you just threw tiles. Like you can't say the actual game is fun when no one played it right except for one guy. 33% of the participants knew what they were doing,
except for this one guy.
Fair enough.
Funny.
Touche.
It's true. It's true. That's what I got for Christmas too.
But yeah, I mean, I forgot to mention I got Spyfall, the board game, which was a lot of fun. We got a chance to play it.
Jeff is terrible at it.
Well, I thought it was all right, except for this one round.
All right, so we're going to take a little interlude here before we start our next topic. So Spyfall is a game where you're like, you're given these like kind of scenarios, little cartoonish. You get these cards of like where you are. And each round, everyone gets like a role to play. So, for example, like you could be at like the supermarket, and the roles would be like delivery man or
cashier,
or
manager,
shopper, yeah. And then someone is the spy. So everyone takes turns asking a bunch of questions, and you kind of have to give information that suggests what's going on, but you're trying to ask questions for who is the spy, like figure out who is the spy. So Jeff takes forever to answer questions. Very methodical, but
that's just who I am in general. Just as a.
But we're in a scenario where, and again, the spy doesn't know where we are. Like the spy's job is to try and figure out where we are. So Jeff is there, and the scenario was we were at a military base. So Amanda asked Jeff, "What are you wearing?" And Jeff
how are you dressed or something
stops for about at least a minute, and then just kind of looks and like business casual. So right away, we're like, stop the game. Jeff's a spy.
But like in my mind though, like I was looking around at all the cards and I was like trying to like come up with like a character, right? A role, like a person that I could be in most of these, right? And I didn't specifically point out the military, but I was like, oh, I need something general.
Business
and
casual would have been a safe answer for 90% of what was on the board.
Exactly, right?
But
that's what I was going with. I had this character all in my mind as this admin assistant. I was like, I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this, right? Because I was playing a certain way. I was like, I need to switch it up, right? But no.
So what I'm hearing is that your turns
out.
in Dungeons and Dragons take a long time to complete.
They can, yeah. So like I have to like really think like ahead while everyone else is taking their time. I really need to like get ahead because if I'm not, they take quite a while. I'm always have been. I'm very methodical. Try playing Risk with me. It's
painful.
It's rough. Oh yeah,
Painful.
yeah. And I take risks so seriously too. Yeah, don't touch my shit, man. I will remove that piece from the board. I got it. I'm not even joking.
Along with part of your
not
finger.
even joking. Like I'm so into it. Like I'm just in my own head, man.
All right. Shall we move on?
Sorry, I took that.
But I'm still a good time at a party, guys.
Most of the time.
What are you looking forward to in 2016? Wow.
Okay, so this is not. I was confused.
An open topic.
An open topic.
Open topic.
Okay, because I wasn't
Things
sure
you
if
want
this
to
was
do,
an
accomplish,
actual
resolutions you've
well,
made.
okay,
whatever.
so I'll give some There's some.
Way to show behind the curtains. Not that clean, eh?
Well, no, it's more. It has nothing to do with the behind the curtains. It has my ability, like reading comprehension, is really more so what it points to.
Yeah. See, where I'm so methodical, Mike is quite the opposite.
Yeah, Jeff has like pages of like these are the things I'm going to do. Here's my timeline.
Mike's like, where are my pants?
Yeah,
am I awake yet?
Literally, that is
like,
Mike right there.
Like,
I've shown up.
I'm not even wearing pants.
I've shown up to Mike's house, and he's taken 10 minutes to answer because he has to go and find pants.
That
Yes, that has happened
multiple times.
Yes.
So most of I'll give my resolutions briefly. So I'm in a bit of a debt crunching mode because I do want to go back to school. So that's my goal, is to pay some debt, get back to school. I'm looking to get into nursing. So that's the plan. So hopefully by September, if we're still doing this, or well, hopefully earlier than September, they let me know a little bit before. I can be like, I'm gonna go back to school and be a poor student again, because that lifestyle was fantastic.
Awesome.
So I'll return to that. But that's my goals. But I guess more so generally, and to gear it more back into the focus of the show, the things I'm looking forward to. Actually, I don't have to wait that long because X-Files starts in like 2 weeks. And that is what I've been super amped for. I know it's only like a 6-episode run,
okay,
which is
I think that
weak,
makes it better. No, I think that makes it better. I haven't watched all of the X-Files, so let me just say that first. Yeah, I know you have, and I have to catch up, but I like that it's a short, concise run.
I hope it just like it goes bananas. Like, and I feel bad because like honestly, I was like half tempted to like get cable for like the month just to be like, yes, I support this. Like, bring back the X-Files, but I just have no way other than to just like tell everyone I know who still has cable. They're like, you got to watch this show so I can illegally download more of it. But that's my big hype. Also in terms of like games and things like that. I believe the new Deus Ex is supposed to come out. I am skeptical that it will, but that I'm very excited for. I'm excited to see what they do for DLC for Fallout, because obviously I can still play the original game, so I might as well just keep on trucking along with more story I haven't finished. But yeah. So sorry. Go ahead and
no need to apologize.
Well, I don't know where I was going. It was meandering a bit from like tech to personal. I didn't want anyone to get like teary eyed or anything.
What about you, Jeff?
For this year, I've committed to trying to be a healthier person. So I'm going to try and eventually add some tech to my life for that aspect. I was rocking a Fitbit for quite a while, but it wasn't hardware wise. I didn't feel like it was really that solid of a product. The software is pretty good, but I'm looking to move on to something else. Maybe I don't know, something from Under Armour or Sony or something like that. But I'm also looking to build a new PC. I'm running a Dell right now. I couldn't even tell you the processor and the damn thing.
Dude, you got a Dell.
So I'm hoping I need
that
to play.
guy got arrested.
Only 90s kids.
Yeah. hoping to go back and play The Witcher 3, Siege, and hopefully The Division is a good game.
Don't get too hopeful.
Yeah, I'm just fingers crossed, but I'm looking to play that. And also XCOM 2 is coming out, but I will play that on completely the lowest settings possible on my current machine if I have to. I don't really care. But yeah, so those guys right there, and expand on the Wii U catalog as well. I'm looking forward to all the Marvel movies coming out. Even like from the Sony ones, like Deadpool is looking really solid.
The person who's doing the Deadpool marketing, by the way, is total thumbs up.
I think it's actually Deadpool. I think Deadpool is actually doing the marketing for the Deadpool movie.
Skull Poop L.
Deadpool L.
Okay, Skull Poop L.
Yeah.
And then
Deadpool.
he's lying on top of
It's Skull Poop. It's Skull Poop 50 actually. It's
Skull
Roman
Poop 50.
numerals.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So it's Deadpool 50. Yeah.
But they also have the rom-com.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Marina Baccarin from Firefly is actually in the movie too, and just to see
she's
her
getting work right now though, man. She's in
Homeland
and Gotham. Oh my God, Homeland is just a sick show. But that's
Here we go. Yeah,
that's
Jeff's
last
New
year.
Year's resolution is to like pump up Homeland as much as I'm pumping up
It's such a good show. Like, I love Game of Thrones, but Homeland is like the show to watch. Like, it is the show to watch. But anyways, looking forward to Deadpool. Not so much the next X-Men movie, but Civil War looks very, very good. And I'm excited to see what they do with Doctor Strange. And there's Batman v Superman coming out as well. But
what about Star Trek? You looking forward to that? No.
The movie?
Yeah.
Was that announced?
Did I miss that? There's a series. They're actually coming out with a
series. I would check out.
Yeah. No, the trailer for the movie. Actually, I think
there's a trailer for.
Yeah, didn't it play during Star Wars?
I think so.
Which seems like sacrilegious.
Really? Oh, I must have just forgotten all about it.
Like,
really?
it's so bad.
Oh no,
so bad.
You know where his focus has been. I'm sorry. What's the bigger franchise?
It's not him. It's the guy that did Fast and Furious.
It's Bad Robot. It's Bad Robot.
Yeah, but it's whoever directed the Fast and Furious, like Fast 7, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, then there's still hope. Like
no, looks so bad.
We'll see.
Star Trek's more about family.
Wow.
Sorry, but I'm looking forward to the series if they're going to put out a Star Trek. But is that this year?
Well, it's still in development. But I mean,
Okay,
I thought
still have to watch the original Star Trek. The only one I haven't watched all the way.
Like, they're going way beyond futuristic type thing. So
it's like it's like Mad Max meets Star Trek is what the trailer looks like.
But
not any of the
right.
redeeming qualities of either of those two movies.
Okay.
So I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not one for resolutions because you get disappointed when you don't meet the stuff and whatnot.
I think goals, just general, like
just what do you
sometimes you just have to look
to?
back and you're like, this is what I did, and you don't want to make them. Like, I feel like I kind of threw mine out and like, so I'm gonna do this, and now I got it right.
But I mean, for me, it's like I want to cook more for myself.
That's actually a great idea.
I eat out way too much, as you can tell. But I am a horrible cook. So the more I can sort of learn and feed myself by my own means as opposed to by someone else making it for me. That's a goal.
I will tell you, I find cooking very calming.
It is, and it's actually it ends up being extremely rewarding.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Like I'm definitely a very.
But I'm
anxious,
an awful cook. Awful.
I'm a very anxious person, but like cooking calms me down.
Because I've started out with like hamburger helper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever you got to start with, right?
And I've discovered that I think I need a new skillet.
It's incredible.
But gray is bad, right? Like gray meat is bad. I'm so sorry.
There are worse colors.
But like, as you start to like
gray's not going to kill you
more and more, you'll want better tools and utensils to execute your meals.
And my mom is all about, and if you're going shopping over there, you can get me the stamps for the Jamie Oliver thing. And it's like, great.
PC points.
That's what I'm saying.
PC points.
Yeah.
So
for the win.
On top of that is I am horrible with staying in a budget. I need to work on that.
I think it's something all three of us are trying to do. Yeah.
I need to stay within a budget, like all of this stuff.
So you need to like find the friend that's got all this stuff and just show up with your headphones on the table, right?
Yeah, I guess that works. How did you guys do?
I have no idea how that worked.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, if I can get to a level 50 in Battlefront, I'll consider this year, well spent.
There we go.
I like how you started off with 2 shallow life goals and finished strong with a solid third one.
I love Battlefront, man. That game, I don't know what it is. I am horrible at first-person shooters. Halo people know this, but that game is just so much fun, even when you're dying.
That's
all the time,
that matters, though,
right?
man. That's like, I want to play Siege. I really, really want to play Siege. I'm going to be awful at it. Awful
I played
forever.
I played it on a free
at it,
weekend, and
okay
I can tell we played. It was actually, we had a kind of like a little LAN here, and we played with a few buddies, and thankfully Ian, who plays the game, guided us through, and like we were like we're just like busting down doors and like just fuck, we're here, and he's like, I got it, guys, don't worry.
But I like that aspect. It's a small team, and like the rounds aren't overly long or anything like that. You die, you're out, but like, another round's coming up soon. It's really attractive to me, and just it looks like a great game.
It also starts off where you're like robots. You're the little drone, and you like Tony Hawk the shit out of the level.
Yeah.
That is honestly my favorite part, because it sounds like the noises. It sounds like he's on the skateboard, so you're doing kickflips and shit.
Yeah, I just so you know, they're laughing at the meme, and they don't get to see them before I put them up. So I just thought this one, we were talking about New Year's Res, someone was going to bring up weight or something like that. So this is what I would point to if someone was telling me to, lose some weight.
I'll stay fat and happy.
There you go. Gotta love Han. Okay, moving on.
So if anyone's watched this, they will probably already know where my opinion is on this. So I'll just get it out of the way right now. Who the fuck cares about anything else other than Civil War? Civil War is going to be so good. It's like as much as the Avenger, like all the other movies build up to the Avengers.
You and I both are on the same page without even going anywhere.
I don't think we are. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think we're on the opposite.
Oh, really?
I really do.
As much as everything builds up to Avengers movies, you have Avengers movies building up to Civil War, because Captain America is the glue that holds that fucking team together. This story is going to be good. It's one of the best. I said at the beginning, I'm not much of a superhero fan. This is the thing that I latched onto and grabbed onto as far as a superhero comic. So I'm all for it. The only thing I'm concerned about is I don't know, and I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You don't need to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for this.
But I think that they'll probably end up bringing in a few characters there, just because
there's only really one.
Yeah,
that's currently in the flow at this point.
You just need so many people to tell this story.
We're gonna have a lot fewer participants in the movie version of Civil War than the comic version.
They're muting Civil War as far as I'm concerned.
But it's a tough story. It's not a story for. That's the thing. Like that's where I think my disappointment could lie. Is it's really not a story for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it's a difficult.
See, that's where I would disagree with you. I'm extremely excited about Civil War as well. I think the last Captain America movie, yeah, the last Captain America movie was the best Marvel Cinematic movie yet, better than both Avengers movies. But I think we're not going to get the comic version of Civil War. Right?
You can't
it's
do
Civil
it, yeah.
War in name, and the fact that the heroes are fighting each other. That's where it begins and ends. But I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't want a retread of the comic, because the movies have done such a great job of establishing their own cinematic universe. I'm just excited to see where they're going to take it and what they're going to do with it, and the action, and see someone's going to have to lose, like these are the heroes. They always win, right? Like, how is this movie going to end, and what losses are we going to see by the end of this movie?
And the other thing, I guess, to add to that, and same kind of point where it gets muted, is where it's a smaller cast, where it's everything like that, I do hope they keep the ridiculousness that comes with the Avengers, where they have so many people show up and like everyone's gonna have their one liner kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
I hope they can tame that down and bring it more like a lot closer to Winter Soldier, where it's a pretty
Yeah, this
pretty
it
good
still
like
needs to be a
storytelling
Captain America
is
movie.
the
Yeah.
thing that needs to happen. That's I guess my only concern for the movie. As long as they stay away from like the campiness of the Avenger, which is fine. I'm not saying that's bad. It's just it doesn't belong
Yeah.
for this story.
So, in my opinion, I think that Dawn of Justice is going to outplay Civil War in at least the theater goers experience. And there's a couple of reasons why. First of all, I think that with Dawn of Justice, you're actually going to have, I think, the first good foothold step for the DC cinematic universe. I think it's going to perform well enough to show that a lot of the characters and a lot of the stories that are being told on television right now will fit on to the screen for DC, because they don't really have anything that good to fall back on. Anything that's been DC, I mean, you go through Green Lantern, you go through anything that's been in the past couple of years, it's not to the quality of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or what Marvel Studios has been producing.
Except for Batman. Nolan's
But,
Batman.
but Nolan's Batman's different, right?
But it's
it's
own singular
It's
universe.
like
Yeah.
comparing the Miller runs of Batman to
Mhm.
what else is out there.
Yeah.
This stuff has to include a lot more people, so I think it's going to have just a better feel to it. I think it's going to be more interesting. I'm probably contradicting myself to what we said in past, but I've seen a lot of the trailers and I've seen
It's been looking progressively better.
yeah.
I will say that I don't think it's going to be a flop. I
don't think either movie is going to be a flop.
No, I don't think either movie will be a flop. I think Dawn of Justice will outgross Civil War, though. I think it's going to make more money at the box
But
office.
Civil
for
War's gonna
certain.
have-
just from the just the sheer nature of what it is. It will.
Civil War will be 2 movies though. That's the only.
No, Civil
No,
War is one movie.
it's just one.
You're thinking of.
I'm thinking the
Infinity
Avenger.
War.
Yeah, Infinity. Yeah, sorry.
The other thing is that I think we don't have enough defined yet in a DC cinematic universe that in and of itself is going to bring sort of some hype behind it for these people.
That's part of my concern, though, is that there's not enough defined for the DC universe, and they're going to try and squeeze so much into this, right? Like this is really the start. It wasn't.
Man of Steel was not the beginning, but I mean, it sort of was like a prequel. You know what I mean?
It more so just laid like the setting for it essentially.
It explained the world without doing any real world building though.
Yeah.
Like they just basically said, "Oh, we're just going to use the world and the setting from Man of Steel in this movie," even though they put no thought into the world and setting of Man of Steel for these future movies.
And yeah, I guess that's probably not the ideal way to go about it, but I don't think they're at a bad starting point.
No, I don't think they're at a bad starting point at all. It's just like where the Marvel Cinematic movie built their universe with solo movies with the intention, and maybe somewhat by accident as well. I don't know if they thought the Iron Man movies were going to hit so well, but they realized and they started putting in the places before they got to Avengers. And with Dawn of Justice and the fact that we're calling it Dawn of Justice and not Batman v Superman, I think kind of says it all. It's like we're going to see a lot of characters unfortunately shoehorned into this story. This is a story that's based off of The Dark Knight Returns, which is, considered one of the top comic books of all time.
Yeah.
And it's not that I need a retread, like I said before, I don't need a retread. It's just like that's a weird story to bring in all these other characters to, I feel like, and I don't mind the insertion of Wonder Woman. We'll see how they do that. But it's like Aquaman,
but
what? Cyborg?
I mean,
huh?
And Doomsday.
You know what I mean?
Have
And
you-
are
have
they
you
just going to
seen-
be
have
like?
you seen some of these trailers? I
we'll
think
get
it's
to-
Doomsday.
it is Doomsday. We'll get to that in a second, though.
I just think it's interesting that both movies already start with a point where you know how it's going to end. But
I don't know if we know if Civil War is going to end necessarily. It may not end like the comics.
well, but you have a general sense. But for whatever reason, Civil War.
I feel like Civil War is going to
be
be more tragic though than Dawn of
seems
Dawn
a
of
lot
Justice.
more like there's already interest there. There's already stuff going on. Whereas Dawn of Justice, you're like,
Well, that's because they laid the groundwork in.
I'm
And
still
the fact
saying
that
the movie going public, the people, the eyeballs out
Yeah.
there. You have this is a general number. You have a 50% of the population
for the
that
people
just
who only go to
isn't being
movies like
satisfied.
3-4 times a year, they're probably going to see Dawn of Justice
But I mean,
for sure.
the Marvel
over it.
fans have
But,
been
like,
really
I don't know.
well catered to. The DC
Yeah.
fans not so much, and those folks have a lot to look forward to in this movie. I think. I mean, you've got Batfleck. We'll see. I mean,
honestly,
it
that's
could,
that's,
it could
that's
be
not even a concern
the weak
anymore.
part,
Like,
but-
I don't think that's going to be the weak part.
I think
at all.
whatever his face is, Lex Luthor is way more of a weak point. Than,
That's going to be my concern. I know that like, they're
Heisenberg?
doing a
Yeah.
throwback to like Lex Luthor in past Superman movies, but it doesn't fit the tone to me. But we'll see. We'll see.
I will back out of this argument because for me, the best Lex Luthor ever on screen was John Shea in Lois and Clark. I love that guy's Lex
Wow.
Luthor. I don't know why.
Wow,
I just
can't even
do.
recall
Oh,
that
wow.
that Lex Luthor, but that's interesting.
I just thought really good Lex Luthor.
Wow.
There's a lot in that movie coming. Plus, you're gonna have Suicide Squad
But that's the thing.
relatively after, right?
I'm looking more forward to Suicide Squad than Dawn of Justice.
I think you're gonna be surprised. I think you will. You know what? We'll do a
I
reacts
wanna be
video or something like
surprised. I
that
wanna
after
be
that.
surprised by
After
it.
it's out, after
Yeah,
we all
yeah,
see
yeah.
it, and
and I'll be drinking your tears out of my Captain America mug.
but I don't know. I just think they don't have enough characters in Civil War to get you the same feeling that the comic book
I
did.
think they've built up enough history with the characters that they have
the
to deliver.
I will agree with that. Not
which
so
Dawn
much.
of Justice has not done.
Well, I will agree with that criticism of Civil War. Not so much in the number of characters per se, but however they're going to shoehorn Spider-Man into it. I think
Yeah,
that could be
that's fair.
very. It could be very difficult.
Yeah.
Where again, where they're so focused on universe building.
I'd almost prefer if they
And,
didn't put
yeah, like that's the
Spider-Man
thing.
into
I was actually kind of like it's great. He's pivotal in the comics, but at this point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like you're basically throwing him in there to do such an essential role.
But that's the thing. We'll have to see what his actual role in this telling of
it
Civil
can't
War
be the
is.
same
It
role.
It will have zero meaning if it's the same.
Yeah.
Zero meaning.
Well, just so you know, Batman with a lightsaber attacking a shark, your argument is invalid. So there you go.
If only that were a shark from Sharknado, I would agree with.
Well,
that.
then I'd have to have a chainsaw or something like that instead of a lightsaber.
Well, it's still Batman with a lightsaber.
I don't know. That's us.
That is it.
That's it.
Is there anything we wanted to add? I noticed, Jeff, actually, I'm going to bring it up because I just noticed on your phone, you had mentioned about a local gaming cafe that had opened up. Or you'd written something down. I'm not sure what that actually pertains to. It's probably something more that we need to talk
Yeah,
about
it's
later.
probably more off the air.
Again, guys, come on. Don't
But,
show them too much behind the
yeah.
curtain here.
But I just wanted to say that I think that's cool that that's happening. Like we live in a smaller city. Halifax is not. But I mean, as far as nerd culture goes, like we're definitely punching above our belt. And I think
Area 51, I think. is
Area
what it's
51.
Area
called.
51.
yeah, what I've seen so far looks promising. I'd love to check it out. I hope.
Although I went by the place, and I'm not sure. This is just my observation. I went by it's on Spring Garden, right?
It is, yeah.
So I went by there, and the building that has the sign up,
Mm-hmm.
also in the window has for lease. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a
I mean,
bad sign.
I think
that's probably
they're also
more
in
of a
like,
symptom of Halifax than anything
I think they're
else.
also in the
Yeah.
basement too, so possibly
Yeah.
it's like the main levels or
Yeah.
something like
I mean,
that.
shout out to Halifax right now. It is a growing, developing community.
It's good.
And,
It's
you
good
know,
things to
we
see.
have the Boardroom Games Cafe, Cape and Cow out in Sackville. And there's things going on, right? Lots of big things happening. So,
I'm excited.
you know,
All right.
Nerds unite.
And on that note, I'm Mike.
Jeff.
And I'm Mark.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Peace.